All right, what's going on, speculators? Special Friday afternoon stream for the Friday of September 26, 2025. If anyone's joining, since I don't think I sent out an email about the stream today, maybe I did. First one in here, if you can do a one for picture and sound. Hi, Dr. Quant, how you doing? And today's going to be a little bit of trading, but also hopefully informative, at least informative from my side. I'm going to answer 10 questions today. I'll tell you a little bit about the stream today, but first I want to let everyone know that this presentation is for educational purposes only, and the opinions expressed are those of the presenter only. That is me, and all trades presented should be considered hypothetical and should not be expected to be replicated in a live trading account. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Fuzzy Logic. If you've been tuning in for a little while, also at the end of the stream today, or maybe if we end a little early, I'll do the same thing where we add up the profit for today just from the PAs. Today I actually might do all the accounts because I have funded accounts from that are other 10 or 15 that are connected, and then some that are evals, but not many. So we might do that. That's going to be fun. And then I think what I'm going to start doing is giving away prizes. I actually just closed this here.
Order filled.
And going to look to get long 4 lot on Bitcoin here at a pullback to VWAP. I did something really silly that I don't normally do. It's not silly because it's not working out. It was just I was looking to see if I could buy these little pullbacks into the offer zone here, which is not really part of the strategy. And then Bitcoin decided to sell off a little bit late here. So we'll take a look at that. Other than that, we got MES. Here's a quick little preview of the day. Just working on this one account that is negative. Other than that, we got solid green ass. Take a look at that. Again, no prizes today, but eventually there'll be prizes to take a quick guess at what the P&L is for the day. All right, I'm going to put these questions into the chat there, and then I'm going to probably go on a little rant on each one. Not really a rant. I think a variety of you will have different opinions, and since you're live here and spending time with me, I welcome your opinions, or maybe we can end up having a conversation about each one of them. Because essentially what I would title this is, traders ask, in my opinion, and my opinion, what did I just say? All the opinions expressed here will be mine. I'm getting about 10 to 15 emails per day now, which is great. And that's just from the fact that I'm streaming and I'm doing more organic content and people are finding me, which is exactly what I want. I know this sounds cliche. I know it sounds a little bit like salesy cheesiness. What's in it for me? There's a lot in it for me, but what's in it for you and what's in it for people that are finding their way to me is a truly reasonable path to having a different outcome from trading, especially if you're focused on these low-cost, easily accessible prop programs. So that's what's in it for you. So what I get, though, is I get quite a bit of questions, and a lot of these questions are coming through a filter that I think are it's misleading because they're being told that these are the types of things that they would use to vet or qualify something that they're considering spending their time on. Because again, you don't have to spend any money with me unless you decide you want to come into the trade room. And the trade room is not about a strategy. It's not about calling out signals. It's not about anything, honestly, than you seeing this sausage made. I'm not saying that you can cook up this same sausage every day, but you can come in and watch and listen to the theory and logic behind how this sausage is made. Okay? Now let's get to some of these questions. This is the first one that I hear all the time. It's so silly, but let's put it in here. Okay? Which is, ready? Show me your brokerage statements, a PDF that proves your futures results or teaches you process. Okay? Now, look, I wouldn't take golf lessons from a golf pro just because they say golf pro on their business card when you walk into the clubhouse, right? But generally, a golf pro will play around with you, swing the club. You can tell pretty quickly whether they have the mechanics, okay? Now, after that, though, I don't care if the guy's a scratch, -2, washed up, used to be on the PGA Tour. By the way, you guys watching the Ryder Cup right now? None of that matters to me at all. All I care about now is, can he help me or she help me become a better golfer, improve my swing, right? That's what I'm paying them for. That's what I care about, right? So the concept of show me your scorecards, or if you're so good, why aren't you doing X or Y? Or if you were so good, you wouldn't be even teaching or doing X and Y. It's just a flawed approach. Now, I think it's reasonable for people to say, okay, you're out here claiming that you can trade micros with a daily risk budget of X, and you can take payouts. Show me that you've taken payouts, which I've shown many, many times. And by the way, what I think is more important than me showing payouts is people showing payouts, people that are following this that have far less money and far less experience than I do, right? It's this channel here showing the payouts that are happening for people in our group. And the important thing is that I don't know exactly how people got to those goals, but I see them in the trade room, and I see them posting what we call their P&L porn every day. And it's pretty reflective of trading 2 to 3 micros across a variety of accounts using copiers abiding by a DRB. So their path to getting to those payouts is reasonable, it's repeatable, okay? It's something that can be learned, it's something that can be taught, and it's something that will get better over time with practice. So if someone thinks that in any way, shape, or form, showing a statement or, and I'm going to get to the questions that are more popular than statements, which are, this is hilarious, I need back tests or win rate or expectancy for your strategies. Even though I'm not selling a strategy, I'm not selling a bot, none of that would even matter at all, right? Because those aren't risk-adjusted returns. I mean, we would have to say with what netto number, with what daily risk budget, over what time period, was it a walk-forward test, was it a back test? I mean, all these things, people ask questions and they're completely misinformed about even what they're asking about. But back to the guru and show me your statements thing, even if someone does produce their statements, especially some of the people that are out there that are doing very well in tradertainment or education or affiliate marketing, and I do well in affiliate marketing as well, I want to make that clear, they deposit quite a bit of money, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 in live accounts, and it's real money, and then they trade in a oversized manner and something that generally that you couldn't do, and who knows how they got to those types of results. The other thing is that anyone who has a decent amount of money and is truly an active trader has a lot of accounts. That's just the fact. So I have a lot of accounts. I could show you ones that made money last month and ones that lost money last month. So it's easy to cherry pick results even from live statements. So we'll just leave it there. That's not what I would ask for. I would say that if there's anyone else out there that is showing this, okay, you should be able to just look at this and tell, I didn't trade minis, right? Look at the commissions here. Look, and then I'll show this every single day. If you come in and watch my streams Tuesday through Thursday, this is going to be my proof right in front of you, right? And I joke, it's really hard to doctor these results. I mean, it takes me a long time to phony this entire thing. By the way, I leave the entire account balance out here. I leave the PA accounts. Remember, I've only ever had 40 PAs in the history of Apex over the last 4 years. I had 25 that I traded for a little while just to prove everything was fine. Never blew one up, no problems. And now I have number 26 through 40. I'll never lose them. I'll never blow them up. I might at some point cancel all of them because they're going to roll out direct accounts, right? And I'll just buy some direct accounts and start the whole thing over again, right? I know that sounds silly, but I have certain reasons for doing these kinds of things. And there's 3 or 4 of these accounts where I'm already approaching the max amount of payout that I can get from the account anyway. So at some point that will happen. Also, I have agreements with a number of these firms. I am trying to stay under the radar, meaning I really don't want to get transferred a balance over to a live account. I don't want that. I don't need more professional data fees and the NFA and CFTC looking after me even more and the CME. So I don't want any of that. I want to stay in demo land with as many of these firms as I possibly can. And I would argue that while I'm supportive of firms like PropShopTrader and others talking about their path to live and that should ultimately be the goal for everybody, I'm not sure it needs to be the goal for everybody. I would say milk this in the most positive sense of the word milk. By the way, I got this gold trade that popped right off of the minus the plus ones. So I'm just going to put a sell stop in there. All right. So anyhow, that's my version of proof, and you tell me if there's other streamers out there that have that up. And when I say have that up, this would actually be a pretty good challenge, meaning I challenge anybody else out there, right? And maybe you can take this video if you'd like and give it to your favorite other streamer. There is some good people out there producing relative decent education around this overall space. But I challenge any of them to have a list of PAs right in a row with the account numbers, with the balances on the screen every single day for you to look at, because this is something you can do. This is something that is far better than any statement in terms of showing that this is possible and that I'm capable of doing it. Now what you should assess is, can you join my group? Can you find out about what we're doing? Can you get a sense of community, put in the work, okay, and accomplish this for yourself? Now I'm here to tell you, not everyone can, okay? Don't believe that bullshit too, where people say it's not your fault, you just need this little mind hack twist or tweak or whatever. There are some people that are not wired for making decisions with incomplete information, okay? The entire stream that I'm doing here today is to try to tell you that this illusion of certainty, that you think you can remove a certain amount of risk before you even invest some dollars in anything, especially in the world of trading, that is an illusion. It's an illusion of certainty, okay? You're not going to be capable of doing that. All right, I'm gonna look at all of the responses to these after. Okay, here's one that's very near and dear to my heart, because I have about 5 threads going on that I should have ended a long time ago, where people say this: what's the win rate of your strategy? Okay, you know, tell me, or give me some more stats, like what's the win rate? How many trades does the strategy typically do per day? Things in that area, okay? So the ongoing joke and answer in my trade group is always, you know, it depends, right? But when it comes to analyzing really anything in the trading space, okay, it first has to go through this filter. What is your available amount of daily risk capital? Okay? Because mine and these results are with $600 and $800 of daily risk capital. I don't hit it very often, but I'm able to trade in a manner, because I've earned the right to do that, to produce these returns with a greater amount of risk than you will be able to take when you're first starting out. Okay? So your results will vary. Your mileage will vary. My mileage will vary. There is nothing inherent about the strategy unless we ran it through a walk forward live test, meaning in a prop program or whatever. We have to code it all up with trade management logic, which I don't want to do, and then let it run. And then we could produce over a time period with an actual daily amount of risk, because we'd also have to assign a certain amount of risk per trade. There's all these types of metrics. So essentially, everybody, stop asking about these questions. And the place where these questions would be useful is if you were truly buying something from somebody that says, here's an automated bot, here's a strategy that you can, you know, Edgeful is selling automated strategies right now. I like Edgeful. I like what they originally started with. I'm not a huge fan of saying, here, we've automated the orb and have at it, okay? That's a whole conversation for a whole nother day. But if you were truly buying that, if you're buying automation, or if you're buying a strategy, you're buying a bot, or you're buying into someone that's a signal service, or they're providing option gamma levels or something that's important for making trading decisions, then by all means you have the right, and they should be producing some sort of statistics that you could make a decision about. I don't offer any of that. And what I'm also saying is I don't offer it. And if you're seeking it somewhere outside of your own skill development, you're going to struggle. Okay? There's an old saying, and it's mostly true. If it's for sale, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And it might work for a short period of time, but until you understand the theory and logic and everything associated with how it was built and why it operates and why it worked in certain market environments, you're not going to have success until you can recalibrate it. All right? So that's question number 2. Here's the other one. It's very similar. These are all similar, but I'm putting in exactly the questions I get asked in certain ways. Okay, so here we go. What's the profit factor, or the Sharpe ratio, or this is better, the equity curve? Again, I'm going to get back to the same thing. Who cares? Like, literally, who cares? Because all those statistics will be different for every trader based on the amount of risk that they have, based on the instrument that they can actually trade, which should be the Dow Jones, the micro Dow Jones. By the way, who crushed the micro Dow Jones this morning? Who crushed it, right? By the way, here's a quick look at, I am short the S&P over here on Tickblaze. All right. Now, the other thing is, stats on any of these things don't matter if you can't execute the system with discipline. I put that in there as a little parenthetical aside because this is what I actually hear other gurus, other people selling this stuff. They put it back on you and they say, well, I'm not going to answer that because I can't be assured that you actually follow every single rule and you have every little sticky note up there and all those other kind of stuff. That's all bullshit too, right? We're human. There's no way, again, unless you automate the entire process from start to finish, we call that level 3 automation. By the way, there's 3 levels of trading algorithmic retail automation, if you will. We call it level 1, which is simply just the theory and logic behind the strategy, no actual automation. Level 2, which is the entry logic. So you automate the entries. In other words, a +2 or a -2 entry, you make sure the computer always gets you into the position when you want to do it. And then level 3, which is the most involved and the most difficult to operate and not have to recalibrate all the time, and is most susceptible to curve fitting and other problems that have to do with strategy development and backtesting, is level 3 is the logic behind the strategy does everything, okay? The entry, the exit, all the trade management, all the sizing decisions, everything is done by the strategy. So there's a lot of inputs going on, okay? Again, I would argue, don't look for that anything like level 3. Learn a strategy for yourself, see how you trade it, and then start with level 2. You start with level 1, meaning you understand all the theory and logic behind what you're doing. You have walked forward, tested it in a discretionary manner to the best of your ability. Now what you want to do is move to level 2 so that you don't miss entries if you happen to know the entry logic and where you want to be. And when it comes to automation, I would also suggest don't ever run anything when you're not in front of the machine. That's not for retail. Don't put a bunch of trades on using some sort of automated strategy and go to bed or turn the computer off. You're just asking for disaster. Whether it's a prop account that you got for free or you don't care about, those are toxic behaviors that's going to get you into trouble. All right, so there's the answer to that one. Here we go. How many trades a day does it make? Okay, how many trades a day does it make? Right? Why can I not answer that? Again, I'm not giving you an automated anything. I can tell you that the chart on the left here, which is called the range trader, is going to produce less signals, less areas of interest than the chart on the right here, which is the stay in your lane. Okay? And this is something that I mention very often in my trade room. I don't trade stay in your lane as a matter of course much at all in my real live bigger accounts, partially because I use the treasury markets and I don't need that granularity. Okay? So I trade the range trader because I only care about bigger levels in which I can more quickly assess whether the trade or I am right or wrong at that particular level. Because at key levels, prior session highs and lows, a trend shift from a 233 EMA above and below it, I have over time learned, okay, I can get a feeling more quickly for whether I'm correct if I am patient enough or I'm allowing a strategy to put me in areas here and here, right? So way down here. This trade down here along on the Dow Jones at 46,098, just shy of 46,100, is going to be a lot easier to manage than an outside day up trade, which is what I'm in right now on the short side. So if you want to talk about how many trades, I only teach and show you 2 different strategies, stay in your lane and the range trader. The range trader and stay in your lane are symbiotic. They're meant to be looked at and referenced together. The range trader will take naturally far less trades if you are abiding by the range trader levels that I talk about, prior session high and low, T-line, prior session POC, things like that. However, you can adapt within the range trader to find other areas that you want to be involved in the market. And that is actually fine as well. That's really called situational fluency. So for example, do you want to buy a pullback to the breakout level here and use this as a long? No problem. Try it out. See how well a breakout to the downside, how well the prior session low serves as resistance when it's coming back up. See how well prior session high operates as support when it's going back down. Okay? I can't overcomplicate things and give you a million rules and a million considerations. It gets too complicated. So I say when you're starting, do this. So hopefully you can see how it's just silly to ask how many trades a strategy takes. It's also kind of even silly to ask how many trades I take, because that's the purpose of the trade room. Come in and you'll see, for the most part, at least in the Dow Jones now, when I'm in a trade. I'm in a trade right here in the Dow Jones with no target yet. Let me put a target down here.
Order pending.
Okay. And I'll put an ad here and an ad here.
Order pending.
Okay.
Order pending.
I just taught you that, and you can get short anywhere here
Order filled.
in the offer zone if you'd like. Okay. So Rod is resting what would be 3 trades here because I'm taking what Brad calls the plus 1.5s, you know, the midway in this offer zone. Or you could end up taking 0 trades because you're not in short from the plus ones. I got short up here. You're waiting for the plus 2s. So you're waiting for 46,699. And here's what's important. If you were to come in and spend time in my trade room or even in these afternoon streams and listen and watch what I'm talking about, you'll pick this up without spending a single dime on me and decide whether you kind of can follow along with the theory and logic, and then just walk forward, test it yourself. And then you decide, do you want to wait for the most extreme level before you get short? Maybe you want to do that on the short side. On the long side, you'll be willing to buy the -1s instead of waiting for the -2s. Why? Because you find and you know that handling longs works better for you, right? By the way, the idea behind the trade room, although we goof around a little bit, especially on Fridays, is you can come in and ask questions in there, and I will answer them. And a lot of the times I'll say it depends, or most of the time I'll say that's in the training. Just watch the 3-hour workshop and you'll get the answers to that, because people are asking very specific questions about the mechanics of the strategy, and that's fine. All right, let's ask the next question here. How much money do you make each month? This is a good one. I get this frequently. I don't know if this is like a curiosity thing or whatever. I've said very often, I'm very fortunate. Double nickel. I probably got another 20 years left on this planet based on how much damage I've done to my body. So I've had a good run. And trading is just one form of my income. Okay? You don't have to trust me on this, but this is the truth. I make more money from trading than I do from any of the education, or that I'll ever make from any of the education. And for 2022 and 2023, I made more money from affiliate marketing than I did from trading. And that's only because the affiliate marketing blew up so much. I made so much money that it was a lot of money, but I still do well in trading. So anyway, I do very well. But the question I ask back to you is, what is your commitment level to supplementing and complementing your income based on what I think is a passion that you have, which is how you can kind of master this super competitive, very fun, engaging game, which is called trading. I'm here so that you can be the better person. I'm here to give you the unwavering faith that, this is possible. Okay? All right, let's ask the next question here. This is the one that I think most people will agree is not something that you should be asking. Don't do monkey see, monkey do. Can you give me the exact entries and exits? I mean, for a while, honestly, I did resist what I've been doing just recently, which is keeping this Dow chart up for a long. So I have a screen. I literally just started this 3 or 4 days ago, and then I stopped it for 2 days. I'm going to do the best I can to have this Dow screen up all the time during the trade room, so that anyone who wants to monitor what I'm doing in the Dow Jones, which, by the way, takes away from my total profit for the morning. I could do a lot more if I was trading gold, Bitcoin, MES, which I can, but I can only do so much when I'm really trying to monitor these Dow positions at the same time. Let me see. I'm actually going to take them in a couple accounts here.
Order filled.
This is my favorite thing when we connect these these green lines, right? Green lines. All right. I don't know what accounts I have this in. Let me see. Positions. All right. I'm going to close it in this account and close it in this account.
Position closed.
I'm also not using a copier over here on Tickblaze
filled.
because it's just not
Position
ready.
closed.
There's just too many problems with the copiers. So I'll be addressing that later. Anyway, the question of can you give me exact entries and exits? Don't look for that, people. Become self-sufficient. You don't want to rely on anybody. So the answer to that is I do not, and until very recently, my whole goal was to keep you confused. But now I've succumbed, and you can see. Here's another one about the strategy. Okay. What's the maximum drawdown of the strategy? I'll say it again. I am not offering strategies, bots, hopes and dreams, bullshit, nonsense, telling you that, you know, doing it this way or that way, or I trade the orb in the morning and it has this kind of hit rate and all that stuff. Don't chase all that. The maximum drawdown of the strategy is your daily risk budget on a daily basis. That's the maximum drawdown of the strategy. In fact, that's all I'm actually teaching. Okay? Man, Bitcoin is shit in the bed here late in the day. Not fun.
Order filled.
See if the NASDAQ can come in. That'd be nice. I'm short NASI right here. Just on a 3 lot now. All right, so we'll watch that. So the maximum drawdown on the strategy is whatever your daily risk budget is. So if you're picking up what I'm putting down, take that whole category of questions. Win rate, number of trades, drawdown of the strategy. That's not what you're analyzing or what you would be buying or what you'd be doing or what you should buy or analyze from anybody, unless if you got a bunch of money and you are truly considering hiring a quantitative firm to manage some of your money or even put it in a mutual fund or anything like that, then by all means, 1, 3, 5 year returns are important. Drawdown is important. All those things are important if you're investing in something like that, a portfolio management thing. You're investing in hopefully yourself getting better as a risk manager and as a trader. So there's no stats related to a strategy that I show or that you should consider investing in the active trading futures market, especially when it comes to the silly game of prop programs, right? All right, we just have a few left, and then I'll look at your responses. Okay, I love this one. Does it work? Okay, a lot of you guys ask these questions, and I answer these some. Does it work during the Asian session? Does it work during the London session? Does it work on platinum? Does it work on this, that, or the other? I don't have an it. Stop searching for any kind of it or involved or invest in any it. There's no it. I will tell you what I'm doing, and what I also always say is if you are able to, the best time to trade the futures markets is during the early part of the New York session. That does not mean that you can't make money 23 hours a day in other markets at certain times. If you're in Europe, you could look to trade the micro DAX. If you're in Asia, you could look to trade the micro Nikkei. They should work and function similarly, especially on the range trader. I will tell you that the range trader can be used for any futures instrument. Not for FX instruments pure, but you could use it for FX futures currencies. Okay?
Order submitted.
So the best time to trade anything is an hour before the New York session open and an hour and a half after. That's when you're going to get. One of the worst times to do anything is right now. There is a decent amount of traders that chase till the very end or all this kind of stuff, but I'm going to be streaming the afternoon and showing you how it's still possible to continue to make money in the afternoon By the way, come on, Dow Jones, suck it.
Order modified.
Here we go. Let's see if God, I can't remember what accounts I have this in. All right, so MES short is in 0203. All right, so we got to get it right here. I want to put an order in so that I can get out
Order
on
pending.
like a little scalp and then a better run right here.
Order pending.
All right. Okay, so we got that. Here we go. Now the next one is, so before I get off the it works if you work it. And I don't mean execute a strategy perfectly, and I'm going to blame you if you don't. I will blame you if you tell me, I get killed on trend days and I can't figure this out. And then when I have the time to spend 5 minutes with anybody, every single effing time you're in too early. Or you're fiddling around in the middle, or there's never a time where someone buys the -2s on the long side on an outside day down with enough separation from the lows after the first half hour of the day with a very small daily risk budget and gets killed on a trend day. It just doesn't happen. It happens when you're in too early and you need to be able to develop the skills to identify when that too early is. And it'll just happen. Give yourself some time. So it works if you work it and if you abide by your daily risk budget. The next thing is, can I turn X amount of money into... Can I turn $1,000, make $1,000 a month or $200 a day or $100? Okay. The answer to this is yes, eventually. You can make $1,000 a day if you start with $100,000 of real money. You could probably luck into $1,000 a day, 1%, if you had 100 grand. If you established a $1,000 daily risk budget and it was 1,000 made or 1,000 lost, and that's what you stuck to all the time, and you learned these strategies and you were in the market at higher probability areas, you could probably do better than break even. Okay? But instead of thinking $100 a day or $500 a week or anything like this, just see how long you can go without exceeding your daily risk budget by much at all. Because what I am teaching is strategies that should, under most circumstances, not put you in any kind of deep drawdown. This deep drawdown thing is just nonsense. My strategies don't have particularly high win rates or anything like that. They don't need high win rates. Okay? And when I say my strategies, I mean the way I'm executing them. But the way I execute them, I will never lose 3 days in a row. You can come in and buy a lifetime, I'll be there with you every single day. Mark my words, you will never see me lose 3 days in a row. It'll be super rare if I lose 2 days in a row. Super rare. You know why? Because on the days that I lose, those tend to be the days that other people would lose, where there actually is some real range expansion. We don't get two-way action. Nothing bounces, nothing mean reverts, nothing pulls back from highs. It's just one direction, sustained for the entire session. And yes, of course, I can get caught in those things. I can identify those days a little bit better probably than you right now, but I can get caught in those. But when those happen, the next day is perfect for what I'm doing, because now I have range expansion, I have much bigger levels with which to work off of, and 9 times out of 10, especially in a strong market, 9 times out of 10, the market will be within the prior session's range, even if that range expansion was to the upside. Okay? So, how long to make $1,000? How long can you go not losing $300? That's the thing that you should be asking yourself, because that's all that matters. Okay? And now here's one that is a valid one that I answer a lot, and I want to stop answering it. So, what indicator settings do you use? What are those charts? How do I get them? How do I set them up? All those things. Come in the trade room. I'm not saying it's all done for you. Tickblaze, it's kind of done for you. NinjaTrader, you have to do some work. TradingView, you have to do a little bit of work just to set it up. But with the exception of the order flow suite on NinjaTrader, which still does require some licensing, there's nothing paid for in any of this. It's standard TradingView. Just have to have a subscription or a paid subscription to TradingView so that you can add more than one indicator to your chart if you don't want to see ads or whatever. And by the way, if those are concerns, if $1 here or $1 there or $15 here or $15 there is a concern, and you're still blowing all this money on I get a lot of emails like that. I can't quite afford your group yet, but I would like to tell you about how I got screwed by Tickblaze and got screwed by this and that, and I got screwed by this firm, and I had to reset, and they're not answering my questions and all this stuff, and I can just tell they're $500,000 deep into this, but nope, I'm a little strapped right now. So investing $250 for 3 months inside of a trade room where we're doing it correct, and you could eventually, after that 90 days, never blow up another account again, never have to invest another dime in trading education if you didn't want to. I hope you would continue on with the group if you'd like everything that we got going on. But for that investment, which you can find in the description down below, 90 days for $249 plus all the indicators plus the lifetime access to Discord, you get all that for just $250. Okay? And I'm not selling a strategy to you. I'm not selling an indicator to you. Those things are included. I'm selling one-to-many mentoring so that you can watch someone who does this correctly with the proof right in front of you that it actually works. All right. So now I probably have, and that was just the first 10. I have another 15, so we'll do a whole follow-up to this because I'm sure you guys just love me ranting about this. All right, so let's go. All right. I don't know if there's any serious questions. So Dr. Quant has a question that's pretty good. How do you decide how to gracefully exit the stay in your lane? Dr. Quant, have you watched the entire video that I have on YouTube about that? Go to YouTube. I have an entire video on it that goes through what the rationale behind the graceful exit, how I implement it, but more importantly, how dozens of traders have implemented it when I ask about it during our Trader Talk Tuesdays. And what seems to be, because the two criteria, right, are quickly and significantly. So you should be able to identify whether a trade has quickly gone against you. Entered, butthole pucker time, I'm long, it's falling. Okay? Then the next thing you have to determine is significantly. Okay? Is that $100? Is that $50? Is it a third of your daily risk budget? You need to make that determination. And then the third thing you have to understand about a graceful exit is you don't always get a chance to gracefully exit. The market doesn't give a shit what position you're in, right? It doesn't care at all. Now, because I have larger daily risk budgets, I don't have to gracefully exit that much. But I will call out every time I'm doing it in the trade room. I make a point because I think you can learn more from watching me. Can members who are here verify this? And you don't have to kiss my ass or anything, but I think this is just true. You're going to learn a lot more when you're watching me in a negative position than in a positive position, I think. I'm just not in a lot of negative positions all that often. Today in the Dow Jones, every trade was positive. And I don't know how many trades I did, maybe 6 or something, but they were all positive. So I couldn't really get into any trouble. I was rooting for Brad to lose money on the NASDAQ, and even that rewarded him. I was like, please go down and hit his stop so that I can get long there. And God darn it, it went the wrong way, and he made money. So, I mean, if Brad can make money, anybody can make money. All right, so Dr. Quant, there is an answer to that inside of the trade, inside my YouTube channel. In terms of stats and things that are coming to Tickblaze, they are going to be adding a number of things, but there's so many things that need to... remember, Tickblaze has been in the market for a year and a half. Ninja's been in the market for 21 and a half years. So I'm going to have to take a little time. We'll add those things. What's the win rate of your strategy? Thank you very much. Diego's saying, I see that... so what I'm showing on the screen here is... these are all trade of 8. No, sorry. They're trade of 8, 2 rhythmic, I can connect multiple Rhythmic to single instance of Ninja. You can't do that. So let's just describe this as all TradeAvate accounts, okay? And there's also a connection to the API to IB, and I have a connection to a live account at TradingView. Excuse me, one more time. At NinjaTrader. And then I also have TradingView account connected to Tasty Trade. No, you will not be able to log into more than one Rhythmic connection, so they have to be all TradeAvate accounts. So I have an article that I think everybody should read. Your homework this weekend is to come over to my website, look at my goofy face, and check out the resources I have on my website. I have better resources on my website for doing this correctly in the prop program than anybody else out there. I like Chris over at Canadian Futures Trader and all his reviews of prop programs and all those things. People are creating really good content out there, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to actual education that you can use and implement, here's the futures copier guide, here's how multi-propping is done, and the best way to multi-prop is to stitch together accounts that support TradeAvate right now, use Replicanto or Affordable Indicators, and use Ninja. So you can log into your live account at Ninja Brokerage if you have one. If you don't, log into whatever your favorite Apex account is, TradeAvate account is first, and then just stack all the TradeAvate accounts you want, and then use a copier, and you can stitch it all together. All right. Suck it, NASDAQ.
Order filled.
All right, I've got 3 more minutes till market on close. That's a good politician answer. That's, there we go. Most people who ask those questions are lacking the fundamental understanding of what trading is all about. They just want some bot that, yeah, that's true.
Order filled. Position closed.
Okay, so far. Yuhang Dong, I trade the MNQ. Well, you got the first part right. If it's the MNQ and not the NQ, then I'm cool with that. You can trade the MNQ if you have a daily risk budget of $400 or more. But you should try the Dow. You should download my free ebook if you don't have it, and I'll walk you through exactly the 5 reasons that you should trade the Dow. I mentioned them yesterday. Okay. But if you are having success with the MNQ and you're abiding by a daily risk budget and you have stats to back that up, then you can trade the MNQ. I'm going to stop telling people what they can and can't do. But if you want the easier thing to handle, it will be the Dow Jones. There you go. So that's cool. I have good news and bad news. Bad news is I didn't have a single green day this whole week. Didn't take a trade on Tuesday. Good news is I didn't even exceed a single day's worth of DRB. Yeah, stay in the game. Now, I talk about this a lot. We can't stay on the bunny slopes forever. So if there's a day in which you don't do a trade, there has to be a pretty good reason for not getting in there and practicing. The markets have been relatively active this week. Every day this week, we've gotten to at least 50% ATR during the trading session. So as long as we get to 50% ATR, there's no real logical reason to not be taking trades if you're in front of your machine and you're focused on trading at that point. Just won an account from a streamer. There you go. Cool. I got no giveaways today, but maybe I'll start doing it in the future when we add up what we've got. 1 more minute till our market on close orders. How many hours would it take to get familiar with the system from what you've seen? I think you could do it in 3 months. Join for 3 months. You could probably get it down. It's a question that I ask in the Trader Talk Tuesdays all the time, and you'll hear me mention this on every single stream because it seems to come up into my head all the time. I do the Trader Talk Tuesdays, and I hear from people that I've been a member for 7 months, and that means they've invested some money in themselves and in our trading community and, in my service. And then they say a lot of the time, this is a recurring theme, for the first 6 months, I just didn't listen to you. I traded some minis occasionally, or I stayed on the MNQ and I trade 2 or 3, and I got a few payouts and I blew some things up, and then, you know, and then the surprising thing is the ones that are really having success and demonstrated success from payouts or feel that they're making the progress, they just, well, I just listen to you. So how long would it take? I think the faster you listen to what I'm saying and trade the Dow Jones and stick with a reasonable daily risk budget and don't trade too many accounts and keep your stats and journal if you can, and trade both the range trader and the stay in your lane symbiotically so that you understand the logic behind both. What is the POC and the trend on the 30-minute relative decisions I'm making on the other chart? Put all that stuff together, man. Again, if Brad can do this, then anybody can do this. All right. Thanks for being here, Brad. Punching bag. All right. The uncertainty intolerance is not letting me. I don't know what uncertainty intolerance is, but wow, now we got a lot of questions in here.
Order filled. Position open. Position closed.
I wouldn't say my edge is knowing when to exit or whatever, but however you guys interpret the magic mystical stuff that that I do to achieve this, that's great. I'll tell you what I do is I put the trades on in front of you. I don't sit in here and wait for this perfect thing, or I don't give a shit. I'm not nervous at all. You know, I didn't care when I wasn't going through the programs. I don't care now. You know, for the month of September, I'm going to do like well over 35,000 in payouts from about 50 accounts. So what? If you do 5,000 or 1,000 or make it your first payout ever, my edge does not come from some super knowledge of when to close and when to do things. No. It comes from putting the orders on the lines, what's right in front of you. I'm always interested when people misinterpret, like, look, it's just right in front of you.
Order modified.
I would actually, if it wasn't late in the day, I'd put the order up there too. And I'd let this come all the way back up. I'm not going to run a buy stop here because I can't hit this target if I keep getting stopped out on a profitable trade, right? But the beautiful thing about having all, you know, other positions on, by the way, I don't know why I'm long there. That's not good.
Position closed.
Is, let's say I just want to close it in this account.
Order filled. Position closed.
Close it in that account. Close it here.
Order filled.
And we'll just keep this account as our runner. Okay. Damn it. That's number 10, right? Didn't I have an account? Didn't I have a position on here? Oh, that's the Dow. All right. Well, I'm flat the S&P now, so we're still short the Dow. Okay. And I'll put an order right here and right here. That's exactly what I would do if it was 8:30 in the morning, 11:30 Eastern. Just pepper the book just like that. Okay. But again, you guys are welcome to any interpretation as to how it happens. We've got 5 more minutes, and then we'll see what today ended. How today ended up. Okay. My favorite name, Ping Pang the Pumpkin King. Yes, I am the worst case scenario and proof that his strategy works, even if you suck like me. Just suck less. Dun, dun, dun. Has everyone heard the Just Suck Less song? Let's say you haven't heard the Just Suck Less song. Where could you possibly find the Just Suck Less song? You could go to the blog, spend some time, and find this article this blog post that we have called Why We Bring Humor to Trading and Sing About It. This is when we first got started. So you can listen to Just Suck Less, which I will play at the end of the stream here. So stick around for 5 minutes. We'll play a little Just Suck Less.
Order filled.
My goal is to just suck less for everybody. All right. I don't want to miss any actual questions. All right. Apostle Palace asked 5 times, how can I get the range trader? How can I get the range trader? You can get everything the same way I mention all the time. Come over to my website. Go to this page right here that says PTR trial. Go sign up for a trial. And then everything is included in the trial. I'll give you the workspace for NinjaTrader. You just have to import it into your Ninja instance. It's free. Okay? And then you go, well, how do I know how to import it? I don't know how to do shit, so I'm going to ask you. Okay, you can come over here and type in import, even in all caps. How to import trades from Ninja into TradingView. How to install a custom indicator. How to import a workspace into NinjaTrader. Important performance settings for Rhythmic. What are the rules for Apex Trader Funding? There you go. I mean, you just got, it's like spoon-fed to you. All right, so thank you for the question a million times. Here is my website. Go to my website. You know what else you could do? And I'm going to get a little snarky with you because you asked a million times, dude. You're on YouTube. You're on a stream. There's a description down below. It has all kinds of links. How about check out the description down below before blasting the chat? Don't blast the chat. Don't blast my chat. All right? I'm the best ever. I don't have time to tolerate people. All right. We have 4 more minutes left. We'll see what our market on close orders do for us. So far, they keep trying to buy the I'm going to give some different instructions today to ChatGPT. Yeah, gold had a nice little drop there. How do you connect multiple Rhythmic accounts in NinjaTrader? You don't. The only way you do that is you have relationships with Ninja from back in 2005, and then you might have a grandfathered license, which nobody has but me. So you cannot connect multiple instances of Rhythmic in Ninja. What you can do is you could you get a VPS, you run a separate instance of Ninja on your VPS, and then run that, of course, on your same.
Order filled.
All right. What do you think? 24 750s? Can you get a little 750 action? So really, the whole stream today was about questions that are potentially misplaced or not as effective or outright useless in terms of determining where to spend your time, money, and effort. But one thing I can tell you is that we live in a world in which people ask a lot of questions without spending any time looking for the answer first. All right, see that NASDAQ going up there? I'm just going to leave the order on the line. We got 1 more minute. See what happens. 1 more minute. Come on, Dow.
Order modified.
Come on,
Order
Dow.
pending.
Just suck less, that's the key. All right.
Order filled.
Anyone in a Dow short there with me? Let's see what happens. I'm not going to be able to get this poor account number 30 to green today. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. All right, there we go. That is, I'm going to close, cancel. I love these green lines. Love me my green lines. Green lines. All right, we're going to come over here. We're going to cancel all orders.
Order
all right.
canceled.
These are called our standard operating procedure so that you can see green in every account here today, which is good. All right, and that's over on Tickblaze, and those are prop shop accounts. Now we're going to do our fun little thing that we've been doing for a while. I got to get flat here. I don't want to, but I'm going to get flat here. Okay, hold on. I want to hold off for the. All right, we lost $225 in that account. Very piss poor, Rod. All right, let's cancel all orders. All right.
Order canceled.
Okay, we're flat. Today, I'm going to do the same thing. Just grab the PAs, okay? So we're just going to grab the PAs because we lost money in one of the PAs. All right. I'll leave this on the screen. I know you guys can pause. Don't pause and cheat, all right? Don't pause and cheat. What is our profit today? Put your guesses in there because next week I am going to give away prizes for the closest, and I'll just use the honor system and you guys don't cheat. Don't pause the recording. It's not fair. All right, so we're going to go here. We're going to go here. I did not do this morning, so I don't have a record from this morning. All right, keep those. Get those in there. Okay. Do your thing. Do your thing. Why do I have my caps lock on? Where did that come from? All right. Do your thing. Happy Friday. I always like to add a token or two to ChatGPT. I think Happy Friday, what did that cost him? 20 cents? Did I put that in there? All right, what are the guesses? What are the guesses? I'm going to minimize this window. All right, we got 7,800 is way off. I need more guesses. Put a few more guesses in there. Remember, I lost 225 in one of, there's 15 accounts and I lost 225 in one of them. All right, let's see. Survey says a couple more guesses. That's enough guesses, I guess. Remember, you got to practice guessing the amount of jelly beans because, all right, 2029.64. 2029.64. Dr. Quant did pretty good. We're going to have to do it maybe Price is Right style, so it'll be closest to without going over. So I think Marcin is the closest right now. Closest to. Top performer was 362. And then we had the only red entry, which was right here. I love how it's giving me a little. It was down $222.86, but it didn't derail the overall green day. Don't let the losses derail the overall green day. Dr. Quant, you went over by $70, but it was a pretty good guess. That's right. The winner gets a free copy of Prop Done Right. All right. Quick shameless plug. You want to do this right? And if you're broke or you're skeptical, do a 2-week free trial. Grab the free ebook. Grab the Futures Fanatic course. Watch some of the other videos that I have here on YouTube. Go back and watch some other live streams. You're going to see this kind of thing on a consistent basis. If you want to take a little risk, because life's about risk, the description down below will tell you how you can join the trade room basically through the end of the year. For a one-time investment of $249, you can cancel. If you don't want to continue on, it renews at $99 a month. We will send you a notification that'll tell you about the renewal. Get lifetime access to the Discord. You get lifetime access to the Extreme Turn for NinjaTrader, TradingView and Tickblaze. Plus, you get to hang out with some cool people, AI art, AI music. So now we're going to play a little AI music to finish you off here. Ooh, he said finish you off. All right, here we go. This is not going to play properly in the room because I didn't download this file. I'll do it for next time, but for now, I think I can just play it here. Turn up the volume. You guys can rock out for the rest of the day. Have a great weekend, everybody. Appreciate all of your questions and comments. Not all of them, but most of them. Okay? All right. Just suck less. Here we go. Remember, people, it's not about getting better all the time. It's about sucking less.
Woke up early, screens are glowing, charts are ready, trades are flowing. Yesterday's mistakes, yeah, I left them behind.
Connection
I'm here to
lost.
learn, to grind, refine. TDG's got the crew to show the way. Every day's a chance to make today the day. Just suck less, that's the key. One step closer to who you wanna be. Small improvements stack up high. We're gonna hit the moon, touch the sky. Just suck less, trade your edge. Risk it smart, don't walk that ledge. We're building skills, no need to stress. Together we'll win, we'll just suck less. Risk management's the name of the game. Not here for revenge, not here for fame. I'm trading my plan, I'm sticking to the script. No wild moves, no emotional drift. Each loss is a lesson, each win's a step. With TDG, we know we've got the rep. Just suck less, it's what we do. No overnight wins, just pushing through. Every bad day, every rough call. We get back up, we learn from it all. Just suck less, improve each trade. We're the future, the skill upgrade. With TDG, there's no second guess. We keep climbing, we just suck less. Chaos coming, yeah, we see that light. But it's the journey that keeps us tight. We're in this together, rain or shine. With every trade, we're closer, fine-tuned and aligned. Just suck less, that's the key. Every trade's a shot at mastery. Risk and reward, find the sweet spot. With TDG, we give it all we've got. Just suck less, day by day. We'll hit that million the TDG way. We're building greatness, no need to stress. Together we'll grow, we just suck less. So here's to the traders, the highs and the lows. With every setback, our confidence grows. We grind, we learn, we put ourselves to the test. In the end, all we gotta do is just suck less. TDG, yeah, we're the best. We'll just suck less.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Appreciate your time. Stay green, trade like you mean it. We'll see you at the next one. Be good. Bye-bye.